Hey guys, this is Aaron. I wanted to talk to you today about growing your personal sales to $1 million a year. A lot of people don't think it's possible, but it can be possible for you even if your shop's not doing $1 million a year yet and you're trying to get to that next level and you're going, man, I don't have the technicians, the owner doesn't have a building large enough. I'm telling you, you can still pull it off. Also, maybe you're in a position where you're in a huge shop and you're like, Aaron, I could do, $1.5 million a year. These same principles are going to apply in the following videos. This is an amazing module that's going to set you up and get you going right here from the beginning on the principles and the foundations and the ideals that we use to lay the bricks that build success. Okay, so if you get these down, this is that overview that's going to just set you up for success. Now, we want to make sure that you understand what it takes to hit $1 million a year. So, this $1 million is a big, big, big deal. We want to hit this. It's not going to come out to be average. It's going to end up being big months and small months because we have months with 23 days and months with 19 days. But you can still take this same principle and divide it up. So if we were to take $1 million a year and divide that $1 million, so we take $1 million bucks, and this is how we do our goals. We just do the math to see where we need to land. And we divide that by 12. That comes out to $83,000 a month. At $83,000 a month, you may go, wow, that's a lot. My shop doesn't do near that much. Or we do 300 grand a month. How do I carve out that much for me? Or if the shop is small, how do I get that shop bigger so I can do that much? Well, you have to have a goal. You got to do your part. You may go, well, we don't have enough techs. That's fine. Let the owner worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. Focus on what your job is so he doesn't have to think about you. So she doesn't have to worry about you and she knows you're going to kill it. You're going to crush it. You're going to make it happen. Okay? You got to be that one piece that's locked down. So if we take $83,000 a month. Now, if we technically do the 3, 3, 3 and then 0.3333, this would go forever. We're not going to. On average, 21 days in a month. You got bigger days, you got small or bigger months with more days at 23, like your Octobers, your Marches, your Augusts. They have 31 days, no holidays. But then you've got days that are really short, like especially if you have a 28-day month in February, or if you have a September that's a 30-day month with a Labor Day. Sometimes you can have those land where we have more Sundays and we end up only having 18, 19 business days. But we have also those 23-dayers. So you end up with about an average of 21. If we divide that up, you're going to end up every single time with about 39.68. Now, that means basically you got to sell $4 grand a day. Now, if your shop is huge and you've got a big ARO, you may go, okay, that's not that bad, but I'm competing with other advisors. Or you might be in a small shop where you just don't have the capacity. I'm going to encourage you right now to believe it's possible. Let's just do the math and see what you've got to do by the day, by half day, etc. And it's very easy to see. Before lunch, you got to sell what? 2 grand. After lunch, what do you got to sell? 2 grand. Well, what if we did it by the car? So if we took this $3,968 and we divided that every single day, $3,968, and divide that by 10. Very simple. You can just move the decimal points. We have an average RO of $396.80, right? So at that $398, and if I can talk, $396.80. What you're going to find is that's roughly a $400 average RO, which is about the minimum we want in an American Asian shop. Now, if you're in a European shop, a diesel shop, oh my gosh, then your minimum is really going to be about that $600, $700 range. But every single time you can find a way to make this happen. Every single time you can find a way to get that sale. If you have 4 cars in the morning, can I get 4 cars at that much money to $1,600? And could one of them maybe be a hit that would get me up over that 2 grand mark? Now, maybe you can get to 5 cars. Maybe you can get to 6 cars by lunch. But you got to think about this in the form of cars. Now, what if we took our $3,968 and we divided it by 8? And I hope you guys are following along with me here. This comes out to a very, very easy formula if you just keep breaking this down, because if you have low car count or if you have high car count, but you're competing with other advisors to get cars just for you, and I don't mean competing in a bad way, in a team setup, you want to know what do you still have to do. So if we did that, you'd end up with 400 I'm not going to worry about the pennies, but $496 would have to be your average ticket on every single car, right? So if I could just do 4 before lunch, 4 after lunch, and get me roughly a $500 average ticket, I'm going to sell $1 million a year. Very, very simple. Now, if we take this and we say, well, crap, my shop is even slower than that, right? We're really, really slow. We divide it by 6. You may say to yourself, what's it going to take for me to get there? I don't know if we have the cars. We're only doing 5 cars a day. Can I get 1 more car a day? I'm going to push you and say you can do this. It's going to take about $661. And that $661, that's going to be your average ticket day in, day out. If you're a Euro or diesel shop, this is going to be pretty easy. If you're an American Asian shop, you're really going to have to be on your game to get it that high. So you have to ask yourself, what are the steps going to be to get myself to that next level? Now let's think this out a little bit. We did monthly, all right? We've done daily. What about weekly? Okay? So if we take this setup right here, weekly would be 50 cars a week, right? If we took this 8 weekly, would be 40 cars a week. Y'all should know your math on this, right? It's pretty simple. And then here, what do we got? Very simple, weekly. 5 times 6, 30 cars a week. Well, I guess I'll spell it that time. So what's going to happen is all this stuff is going to come together in your shop because you've decided to do the math and figure it out for yourself. You've gone and grabbed your business summaries. You've opened up your software that your owner has set up, and you're going, okay, how many cars do we got coming a month? And you go back and you average the last 12 months. How many cars do we have a week? And you just keep doing the math, figuring it out. Remember, 4.3 weeks are in a month. 4.3. So remember, it's not 4 weeks in a month. Always keep that in mind. On average, you're always going to have 4 full weeks and a day and a half, roughly, in every single month. And that day and a half makes a big difference. So weekly, these are your car count numbers. Well, you may say, Aaron, we're only here, or Aaron, we're here, or Aaron, we're here. You'll know. But the issue may be in a large shop that you can only get a portion of this for yourself. So we need the whole shop to get there, but you've got to focus on your own performance right now. I don't worry about gross profit in this scenario. Right now, I'm going to follow the gross profit goals to get there, but right now I'm just trying to focus on sales first. One of the things I like to think about is I want to get the car rolling, and then I'll fine-tune it. A lot of salesmen, they get hung up on selling at this ridiculous profit number, and they've not even gotten used to selling. I need you to get used to selling, get used to getting yeses, get the cash flow coming, and then start dialing it in, getting the gross profit where it needs to be, and get your numbers where they need to be. If you understand what you've got to do by the week, and then by the day, and understand what is most likely going to work for your shop. So if you're a Euro shop or a diesel shop, that's very easy. If you're an American Asian shop, these are the numbers that you're more likely going to hit, $400 to $500, and that'll be your stretch. If you can find out which shop you are, that points you in one direction or the other. So let's say you're an American Asian shop. Now we know this is probably what's going to have to happen. Do we have enough car count set aside for us? Now you're not in charge of marketing, the owner is. But you may be able to go ask for more marketing and influence them. But what could you do to get the car count? Work on your curb selling, which you'll hear more about later in the course. Curb selling is your ability to call a customer up, or I'm sorry, have them call you and you sell them on the phone and get the car over the curb. If you're better at landing appointments, getting them in the shop today, if you're better at that, you will increase your car count by making, on average, the marketing that's coming in more effective than what it has been in the past. But you're not going to land every one of them, but if 10 calls come in, and in the past y'all only got 10 of those cars to materialize, what if 10 calls came in and you got 8 of those cars to materialize? That's 3 more cars. So that's how you have to think about this. I got to increase my curb selling. Let's say you have a diesel or a Euro shop, and right now the car count is around here, maybe a little bit higher, and it's not hard for you to always hit this number, but sometimes you're not able to. You're not able to always get this, and you go, man, that's a struggle for me. Then you're going to have to focus on this side here, on making sure you work out your show and sales, which you're going to hear about. Make sure you memorize scripts. You're going to have to make sure you understand the process, relationships, your technicians, and blah, blah, blah. There's a ton of stuff here to grow your average ticket. The number one thing we are going to teach you how to do in this course is to grow an average ticket. And we're also going to teach you how to sell customers on you in your shop, right? But you can grow this average ticket, and I'm going to tell you the same thing here. If you struggle and you're like, Aaron, I'm at a $300. I can do that all day long. I can't get to $400 or $500. These are the things you're going to be focusing on. Some of you, though, right now, if you have a diesel and Euro shop and you're already hitting north of a 661, you're hitting $700, $800, but you have no car count, then you're going to do the same thing right here. You're going to focus on this curb selling. But we are going to get you there. This is the numbers you have to hit to do this $1 million. We are going to help you. We're going to lay it out. We're going to make sure it impacts you, sticks with you, changes your life forever, and that you always, from here on out, will know how to sell and be able to make more money for you and your family. This is going to be a very powerful course. It's going to impact technicians. It's going to make them more money. It's going to impact your owner. It's going to make them more money. It's going to impact your family. Everybody's going to win on this, and your customers are going to have a better experience, get their car fixed right, and not have to go anywhere else. It's going to simplify their lives. So I'm excited for you in this course and wrapping your head around it. It's going to be a game changer. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.